Welcome to Mother Cluckers. My name is Debbie. How many chickens should you start with for your backyard flock? 6 chickens could be the magic number for a new backyard flock. It's enough to give you a steady supply of eggs, establish a healthy social dynamic, and still be manageable for someone new to raising chickens. You might be tempted to start with 2 or 3, thinking smaller means simpler, but chickens are flock animals. They rely on the safety, comfort, and structure of a group. With only 2 birds, if one dies or becomes ill, the other is left alone, and chickens don't do well in isolation. 3 is better, but the social structure is still fragile. With 6, you allow for a natural pecking order to form without putting too much pressure on any one bird. There's balance. And then there's the egg factor. One hen lays roughly 4 to 6 eggs per week, depending on the breed, the season, and her age. 6 hens can easily give you 2 to 3 dozen eggs a week at their peak. That's enough for a family of 4, with a little extra to share with neighbors or bake that second batch of brownies. With fewer hens, you may find yourself running to the store more often than you thought. 6 chickens are also easier to manage than you'd expect. Chickens are creatures of habit. They go to bed at the same time, they stick together, and once they learn your routine, they become surprisingly low maintenance. Feeding, watering, cleaning, these chores scale easily. Whether you have 3 chickens or 6, you're still filling the feeder, still changing the water, and still doing a quick coop tidy up. The work doesn't double, but the benefits do. There's another reason 6 is ideal. Personalities. Chickens are not all the same. Some are bold, some are shy, some will hop into your lap while others keep their distance. Starting with 6 gives you a better chance of getting to know the full range of chicken behavior. It also reduces conflict. If one hen gets pecked on, she can blend in with others or move away. In a smaller group, bullying can escalate simply because there's nowhere else to go. And if you're worried about space, don't be. Chickens don't need a pasture. They need a secure coop and a run with enough room to scratch, peck, and flap. For 6 hens, you'll want about 24 square feet inside the coop. That's 4 square feet per bird, and at least 60 square feet in the run. It's doable even in a modest backyard. Many people build upward, adding roosts, platforms, and vertical space to keep the birds active and enriched. Also, let's not forget, things happen. Predators, illness, accidents. Even with the best care, a chicken can be lost. If you start with 6 and lose 1, you still have 5. Your flock stays stable. But if you start with 3 and lose 1, you're suddenly looking at a very vulnerable, possibly lonely pair. That's when behavioral problems can begin. And then there's the future. Many chicken keepers say, I'll just try a couple and see how it goes. But the truth is, once you start, it's hard to stop. Chicken math is real. You'll visit a feed store in spring, see a box of chirping chicks, and suddenly you're adding just 1 more. It's better to start with a flock that gives you flexibility. 6 birds now means fewer changes and less stress later. If you're still unsure, think of it like this. Starting with 6 chickens is like starting a garden with 6 plants. Enough to be worthwhile, enough to learn, enough to enjoy without being overwhelmed. Not so many that you're lost in the work, and not so few that the benefits slip away. And if you're thinking long term, that initial group of 6 gives you options. Chickens lay more consistently during their first 2 years, then gradually slow down. By year 3 or 4, you may find that egg production dips, and that's normal. But with 6 birds, you'll likely still get a decent number of eggs, especially if you stagger in 1 or 2 new pullets each year after that. Starting with 6 sets you up for a sustainable flock rhythm where you're never caught completely eggless, but also not overwhelmed. There's also the emotional side. Chickens are more than just egg makers. They become familiar. They come running when they see you. They follow you around the yard. They learn your voice. Some will squat down for a pat. Others will try to perch on your arm. With 6, you have room to build those individual connections. You'll learn their quirks, the ones that flies onto the coop roof, the one that loves dust baths, the one that talks to you in gentle clucks when you sit near the run. 6 gives you variety too. You can mix breeds. Try 2 Barred Rocks, 2 Buff Orpingtons, a Wyandotte, and maybe a quirky Polish or a friendly Australorp. Each breed adds color, personality, and a different shade to your egg basket. It turns your flock into a living rainbow of feathers and eggshells. Variety keeps things visually beautiful and also helps you compare temperaments, which is helpful if you decide to grow your flock later on. What else do 6 chickens give you? Peace of mind. If something happens and you can't tend to them one morning, they'll be okay. Chickens are incredibly resilient animals. With enough food and water, a flock of 6 will regulate itself for the day. They huddle together in cold weather. They sound alarms if there's danger. They look after each other. You're not just caring for them, they care for each other too. It also makes life easier when it comes to integrating new chickens later. If you want to add more hens a year or 2 down the line, introducing new birds to a well-established balanced flock is smoother than adding to a tiny, unstable one. The social pecking order adjusts faster when there's already structure in place. You'll thank yourself for that later. 6 hens will rarely crow or cause noise complaints. It's always worth noting that a happy flock is a quiet flock. Chickens chatter, they cluck, they have egg songs, but they're not noisy just for the sake of it. The right number, like 6, keeps them content. No one is too stressed, no one is isolated, and your backyard stays peaceful. Finally, and maybe most importantly, starting with 6 gives you a chance to fall into the rhythm of chicken keeping without feeling overwhelmed. You'll find yourself stepping outside in the early morning just to listen to them. You'll notice the calming way they scratch the ground, the little conversations they have with each other, the way they all come to the door when you arrive with treats. They slow you down in the best way. So how many chickens should you start with? 6. Not because it's a rule, but because it's a sweet spot where practicality, joy, sustainability, and sanity all meet. Enough to teach you, enough to feed you, enough to change your life without taking it over. Let the coop doors open and let the adventure begin. As always, we thank you for watching and supporting our channel, and we'll see you next time.